Let's begin this morning with rising tensions over the Trump administration's escalating immigration raids and plans to send federal troops into cities across the country. On Saturday, protesters took to the streets in Portland, Oregon in an anti-ICE protest. Federal agents using tear gas and mace to stop them. It comes as a federal judge overnight temporarily blocked President Trump from sending 200 National Guard troops to Portland. The judge, a Trump appointee, writing that the president's attempt to federalize the National Guard violates the state of Oregon's right to control its troops. NBC's Maggie Vespa is in Chicago, where the president says he will send the National Guard after a tense scene on Saturday involving protesters and ICE agents. Maggie, good morning.
Hey, Willie, good morning. Yeah, I'll start with that latest flashpoint here in Chicago, and that's protests at this intersection behind me following a shooting here yesterday morning. We have video of the protest. You can see a crowd of close to 100 people facing off with federal officers there. At one point, officers deploying some sort of gas. You can see it there. It was irritating the noses and throats of everyone in the crowd. And then we have new cell phone video showing multiple arrests and someone at one point being loaded into an ambulance. It's unclear what exactly preceded that. But suffice it to say, these protests erupted after DHS confirms a Border Patrol officer or officers shot, they say, a woman who they tell us was in one of 10 cars that, quote, attacked and rammed a Border Patrol vehicle on patrol. Now, DHS says that woman, a U.S. citizen known to law enforcement, had a semi-automatic weapon and that officers shot her yesterday morning in self-defense, adding she was able to drive herself to the hospital. It's worth noting advocates on the ground blasting that account, telling me there were only 2 civilian cars, not 10, and that Border Patrol officers were the aggressors, not the other way around. Now, as that protest was playing out yesterday, Governor J.B. Pritzker issuing a statement blasting President Trump for plans to, he says, deploy 300 Illinois National Guard members to Chicago amid mounting protests over escalating immigration raids here, including one recent raid where the governor's office says sleeping children were dragged from their beds in a Chicago apartment complex. No word from the White House on these potential plans here in Chicago, according to the governor's office, and at this point, no telling whether that judge's thwarting of similar plans in Portland changes anything on the ground here. Of course, time will tell. Willie.
Ugly scenes in the street there. Maggie Vespa starting us off in Chicago this morning. Maggie, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.